and open up our beautiful little blueprint. So this is brand new. Haven't touched anything in here at all. Ooh, I like that one. I know, right? By the way, I love your name. I love Gutsman. I mean, obviously, Gutsman Axie. I'm gonna assume that's how you pronounce the whole thing, but just Gutsman. I love that. So, first thing that we're gonna need to do, okay, is we're gonna come in here and we're going to copy the mesh from our character. Now, we don't need everything, okay? We don't need these arrows because we know where we're going. But what we're going to do is come in here and we're going to copy all of these, okay? Copy. Go into our Fey illusion. And we're going to go ahead and bring them into right here and hit paste. Now, we're going to come back over to the viewport. Make sure that, yep, are we all there? Yep, we are all there. Perfect. And you see that, you know, we're here. We're doing things. Actually, what we need to do is come in here and we're just going to create a quick scene. Now, a scene is kind of like a separate, like a node or something. Just a group for things. I'm a Mega Man fan too. I love Mega Man. Beautiful character design. Absolutely. So, we're going to come in here and we can go about this in two different ways. Okay? We can go about it by making a clone a character. And then just using the pathfinding to say, hey, run here. And they will run there by themselves. And that is totally possible. However, our blueprint system is based around an actor blueprint. And while a character and a pawn technically are versions of actors, they're not the same thing. So, we would have to essentially have the actor for the ability, then spawn the clone of the ability. So we would essentially spawn the ability, then spawn the clone, versus just spawn the clone. There's no wrong way to do it. Okay, there really isn't. You can go about it in different ways. So what we are going to do is take all of this and we're going to shove it in under body. That way our VFX stays right on the root and we're good to go. Now the reason why we want to do this specifically is because if we go back over to this character, you can see the character's tilted. You can use gas and spawn the clone with the applied abilities design. That's true, except I'm not using it. So, there's that. It's not to say that, you know, I won't use it later. But for the time being, I'm not even going to worry about it. Besides, I have to remake the whole damn thing in C++ later anyways. So, at that point, I'll probably look at it. But if we come over here and we look at this base mesh, we see that in the rotation, we have a minus 30 degrees on the y-axis. So we want to, you know, come over here and make sure that we have a minus 30 on the y-axis. You know, just making sure. Now, personally, these little arrows, in my opinion, need to go. So we're going to say bye and delete those. Hit compile, hit save. Tanny's going to update, and she's going to say, hey, what the hell is going on? Come over to Tanny's beautiful little clone, and we can delete the arrows. We don't need those arrows. Perfect. Now, the other thing about this is that our main character just kind of bobs a little bit. Okay? So just for, very easy, quick, kind of stuff, we're going to go ahead and copy this and this. I went ahead and I did too much. I'm going to go ahead and copy it. Control C, not Control D to duplicate. Control C. Come back over, and we're going to paste it in here. Now, from there, we're going to go ahead and do on begin. And this is going to continue to play. And again, all it is just a very simple, you're going up and down, making it look like she's hovering. In the full game, it won't be on a timeline. It'll actually be just through standard animations. But again, we're just trying to get functionality in there so we have a basic idea and a basic visualization of this is kind of what's happening. So we always want to just minimum effort. Okay? Whatever the minimum effort is to get what you need done, do that. But make sure you're understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it that way. Otherwise, you're not going to know how the hell to fix it if there's a problem. So we're going to come over here. And we're just going to put this right at the beginning. And then we'll go ahead and take these, move these down. We may need them. We may not need them. Actually, on begin overlap, we won't need. Because the clone doesn't have any collision. Okay? The only thing that we're going to need to do. Add world offset. We're going to need to put body in here. There we go. And what we're going to do, just to make sure that this works, just to make sure that everything kind of works the right way. Hey, Mai, how's everything going? How's the game dev? Going fantastic. We're about probably 90% of the way done with the entire character framework. Obviously, there's small things here or there, but all the pre-alpha and alpha framework, for the most part, is done. It's going to be those small little adjustments and small bug fixes as we go. I reviewed all the characters and their abilities that I have planned for the entire game. Yeah, we'll have to make some adjustments to the framework as we go, but I'm not even going to bother with that stuff until we get to that point. They're minor anyways. The biggest one was a delayed cooldown system, and so we went ahead and added all that in. So we have our Fey illusion right there. Now we want to go ahead and make sure that our Fey illusion is actually working correctly. So we're going to go ahead and bring her in, and you know what, let's just go ahead and just rotate her 90 degrees and hit play. So we have our character there, and she is blocking collision. So we definitely need to fix that. Thankfully, that's a really simple one to fix. We come right on in here and just select all of these BSP meshes, all these normal ones. Generate overlap? No. Can character step on? No. Block all dynamic? No. No collision. So now that that's done, we can actually say, don't use gravity either, because, screw you. We want her to float. So now we come back in, and she's floating right along with us. There you go. Boom. Now we can run right through her. And we are going to leave her clone white, just for the time being. What we'll probably end up doing is probably just fade the colors a little bit, so that way it looks very similar. But we don't want it to be too obvious. But for now, white is a totally fine thing to do. In fact, what we'll probably end up doing is just grabbing the body, and let's go ahead and just make it blue. That way, it's real obvious. Like, hey, that's our clone. No problem. So now that we have the clone there, we need to do two things. Number one, we need to be able to fire it off, spawn it, and say, run in this direction for X amount of distance. Okay? Okay. The second thing is be able to say, hey, when I press this button again, I'm going to teleport to you, and the clone is going to go away and going to be destroyed. So that's our two big, parts there. The third part, that's pretty simple. That's just a very quick, movement speed buff. Okay? Which all of it is just come down here, add the values in, and it just works automatically because our amazing framework works like a charm. So we're going to come into here, and we are actually going to kind of spoof a little bit, or steal from, I should say, any way that you really want. Essentially the Fey Blessing. Kind of procedure, protocol, that kind of thing. Actually, it's not even here. This uses the projectile movement. I'm wrong. That happens in game devs. But you come in here, you go Fey Illusion, and we're going to go ahead and just try this, I guess, and just see how this goes. So we're going to go ahead and add a variable and just call it distance. Okay? And we're going to make that a float. Perfect. Hey, Alex, welcome in, man. Hope everything is going well. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great. We're coming up to the top of the hour of me streaming, and top of the hour actually of the time itself. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take a very quick short break for this sponsor. And guess what? The sponsor is me. Yeah, it's me, because you have all been asking for it. You have all been bugging me every single stream. You've been bugging me on Discord, been bugging me here on Twitch by sending me messages. Do you have a Discord server? And all I could say was, no, wait till next week. I'm going to get that made. Well, guess what? It is time. It is time. I have a Discord server up. I have made one today. It is not the best. It's not the fanciest. Sure, some of the extensions and the webhooks and all this other BS isn't working entirely the way that I think it should. But we're game devs. We are a part of a dev community, which means that we are accustomed to seeing defects and accustomed to fixing them. So it will be a vendetta, and we will make this work. Let's go. I'm joining. Go for it. Nice. Hell yeah. Oh no, who gave him power? Or gave me power. Me. I don't even know how that sounds on stream. But that was a thing. If I rumbled your ear holes and it felt good, let me know. You're welcome. Don't use your orc voice on me. I can't help it. It's part of me. It's the inner beast. So, but like I said, we have the server there. Okay? Obviously, it's gonna get better as time goes on. It's going to, do anything that we need to, or be fixed up to be however we need to. The only thing that's in there really right now is there is a small piece in the FAQ section. And this is a lot of stuff that people have just been asking over and over and over and over again. And I have no problem talking about it. I really don't. But I figured let's just go and throw it in there and see if it helps. I clipped it. Oh, God. Oh God, you actually clipped it? I am so scared to hear how that sounds. Oh shit. Okay, okay, okay. I don't know how that sounds. I've never done it over. I've never done it on stream. I have done it on a microphone before, and you know, Mai actually knows exactly where that voice has come from and what I've done with that voice. Um, but I don't know how it would sound, especially with this headset. I've only had this headset for probably about 2 weeks, something like that. But I love the microphone. It's amazing. And I love, look at this. No cords, no strings attached, baby. But I have no idea how it sounds. So, does it sound good? Does it sound horrible? Is it something I should never do again? Did I assault your ear hole? Now I'm like all self-conscious about it. Okay. Anyways. So, yeah, so we have a Discord. I'm going to keep working on it, okay? As time goes by, if there's something that's not working or something that you would like to see on the Discord, please let me know. Once we reach the end of pre-alpha and we actually have a playable demo, I will be giving the demo first dibs to a select few people, and I will be selecting a few of my more nightly followers and supporters. When you got time, put Moobot and Nightbot. I have no idea where to get those or how to do that. But thank you for reminding me of that. Thank you. That's huge. I don't even know if that's easy to get. I don't even know. That could be something like ridiculously easy, and I'm over here like, I don't know. How do I do that? I'm making fun of me, not anybody else. I'm making fun of me. Apps, right? Webhooks, app directory. You said so automatically or with a command spam Discord link. Interesting. Well, if you two know how to do it and it's easy, I'll set it up right now. Like, I have no problem setting that stuff up. Or we can just do it later. I don't care. Whichever ones. But either way, so the big thing is like I said, when we get to the end of alpha, I will be going in and I will be giving the demo, the playable demo that only will have versus bots available. I'll be giving it to a handful of people. And those are a very select few people. After that, I will be picking a very short list of people that are on the Discord and of my followers and be handing it to them. The whole point of this very select group is so that way I get feedback. I need the feedback for the game, the functionality. Again, everything's going to be placeholder art. Nothing is going to be like super pretty, and there will be no online matchmaking of any kind. But functionally, the game will be there. And so once functionally everything's been tested and everything is looking good and everything is working, at that point, we will go ahead and release the demo on the Discord. We will make it public to the Discord. And at that point, have fun. There are 3 characters that will be made on stream. You're seeing me work on one of them right now. The other 2 characters were voted on earlier this stream, as well as the reveal for what those abilities will be. We can go ahead and reveal those a little bit later after I finish this ability. But all the other characters that were not selected will be developed off stream, but you will get to see them as soon as the demo becomes available. If you Google search, need like 5 minutes, you can do it after stream. Cool. I appreciate that. But yeah, feel free, join the server, share the server with anybody, invite whomever you want. I'm going to try to do my best to get it into a really good spot. So that way it benefits you, it benefits me, it can benefit the game. So, how's the dev going? Hey, welcome back, Anshale. How's it going? Dev's going great. We're actually working on one of our abilities right now for the first character. We're actually coming up on the end of this first character, and then we're going to be jumping into character. Wait, this is character number 1. We're going to be going into character number 3 next. And after 3, we're going to be going to character number 5. And after that one. Yeah, y'all pick some crazy characters. But really fun ones. The 5th character, the last character for pre-alpha that will be shown on stream, I guarantee you someone's going to just bitch and complain and yell at me. Not because they're normal abilities, they're ultimate. They are going to complain about the ultimate, and I'm just going to laugh hysterically at them. Wow, you have characters planned out already? I have 21 characters right now. I have 21 characters planned out. And by planned out, I mean, here's their basic attack, here's, you know, their 4 abilities, here's a few of their extended abilities for their ability loadout that you can choose from, as well as a general art style of what I want the character to be. I have the character names already decided. I've decided whether or not they are for the magical faction or the tech faction. I'm a game dev, bro. I've done so much already in my life. This is not my first game I've ever worked on. I've worked in the game industry for about 15 years. So, yeah, I make checklists for checklists that need checklists that should include another checklist, because that's what I do. So, okay, so at the very beginning of the game, we are going through and telling our illusion to hover. Now remember, our very next bit of functionality is getting our clone to actually move. We need our ability to, you know, spawn up and automatically move a set amount of distance. So we went ahead and created a float for the set amount of distance. We're going to go ahead and just do a very quick 500. This thing is going to go off the screen, but at least we will be able to tell that it's moving. So let's go ahead and put it here. No problem. And then we're going to go ahead and, let's say, add world offset. We'll go add world. Yeah, we'll do the add world offset. And then what we will do is, I don't know if this is going to work. So you might see me just crash out and fail horribly right here. Okay. So we're going to come in and we're going to do 1. Okay. And then we'll come in and we'll do actually 2 things. We'll come in here and we'll actually do a sequence. Again, I'm trying this out for the very first time. I haven't done this in Unreal yet. So we're going to do this. And then we're also going to grab this down here. Okay. We will do... We'll throw a delay in there. Okay. We'll throw a delay in there. And then... You know what? We'll do -1. And then we'll take this into a minus... Like I said, I have no idea if this is going to work. This could blow up in my face big time. Like, I can see how I would do it in code, but I can't really imagine how I'm doing it in a blueprint. Let's just see. Obviously, this will work, you know, forever. So let's come in here and just say, hey, is this less than or equal to 0? If false, keep going. If it is less than 0, cut that shit out. All right, let's just see how this works, right? Make sure that this, you know, actually is attached down here. Yep, it is attached down there. This is ability 1. So let's go ahead and try her out. Okay, so we're going to come over here towards the middle of the screen. We're going to go ahead and they're just moving. The bad thing that we're seeing right now is that our Fae is already... That's really weird. That this is actually, you know, going in a Y direction. So it's actually going in a minus Y direction. That is odd. Okay. I will definitely have to come back and fix that. Yeah. But let's go ahead and figure 2 things out first. Number 1, the fact that they were moving off. Okay, so now they're moving forward. Again, I will have to correct the rotation of the character because minus Y shouldn't be the correct you know, thing on that. But they are moving on that. So that's a thing. So we'll go ahead and do break this. And let's go ahead and split this out and just go let's just see what this does. Oh, and then let's multiply it. Again, I could be going nutty here and doing this all kinds of wrong. Let's find out. Are they moving? Yeah, they're moving way faster. Perfect. Okay. So if we go ahead and do 10, what kind of speed does that... Oh, they just go flying. Okay. So let's set this to 6. And come back in. We're going to delete our normal illusion out of the level. Come back in, and our ability number 1 is not firing. So we need to figure that one out. So let's come down into our table and let's figure this. So it's using a delayed cooldown. No problem. Transform offset. No, let's use the actor transform on there and see if that makes any difference. Hit save, hit play. It's going. And let's go ahead and turn off this delay function. Ability cooldown, we're gonna go 0.5 because I want to just spam the hell out of this to test it. So this is not getting forward vector in any way. It's always going to go that way. Okay, so we got a few things to change. Okay, so very first thing that we need to do is make sure in our ability manager that we're coming in and we are passing the transform off. We are indeed passing the transform off. Perfect. So let's come back over into our illusion. And we're going to go ahead and get forward vector. We don't need the scene component for that. Get forward vector for math. There we go. Gotta run. See you later, Candace. Hey, Crab, thank you so much for coming in. I truly do appreciate it. You are awesome. Remember, you are loved. You are wanted. You are worth it. Stay awesome. So let's go ahead and actually just, you know, sorry, I didn't think you wanted me to share my cough with you. So let's go ahead and if we get a self and then we get actor forward vector. Okay. So let's just do that. And then if we take this, let's go ahead and break that link, recombine the struct. Okay, so we have this. If we come in and just remove this and come in and say, multiply. You know what? Let's change that to a float. Times that by 5. If we put that in there, what happens? So we are now spawning it, but does it do anything? It now does exactly what we needed to do. Okay, so now we got these little fairies just all over the place. We have fairies spawning, and they're going in the right direction. Obviously, we need to ramp up the speed a little bit, okay? But before we do that, we need to go ahead and do 2 things, okay? So, the very first thing is we need to come in here and apply our movement speed increase. That way we can try to match the actual increase. So come into System, Components, State Manager. Now, when we made this State Manager, I told you it is always best to keep a very quick key. So that way you can see, you know, here it is. Okay, so buff selection number 4. No problem. We're going to need the percentage up and we need the duration. Okay, so we come back in and come into buff select or buff effect. We're going to make that number 4. Okay, very important. Percentage up. We're going to go 25% up. Okay. Then we're going to go for duration. Let's go for 5 seconds. Hit save. Now, we're going to go ahead and hit play on this, and we'll see if it actually works. I'm not seeing any real big increase in this buff. So let's just double check that it's actually working by coming in here, and we're going to go ahead and just do a 80% increase. 80%. Should be nutty. Let's figure it out. So I'm going to use it. Nothing. So that means that our speed up is somehow breaking. So let's come into the state machine real fast. Come over to our speed graph. And let's just see what's happening. So our walk speed is going into our normal speed. We're getting that set. No problem. Then we're coming in and we're just simply taking our percent up divided by 100. Then we're adding our, then we're taking our normal and multiplying it by it. So that way we get what we need. We get the value there. But for some reason, this value isn't really working. That's kind of annoying. So let's go ahead and do a very quick print string. Okay. And just say, come in here. And we will go ahead and append it. Say speed equals. Okay. And we'll make this red so that way it's like blunt as all hell. And we'll make it last for 10 seconds. Then we'll come in and we will do two things. First one is we're going to drag this off of here. Okay. And we're going to take normal speed and drag it to right there. Again, making sure that we have a little space at the end. Cool. Then we're going to come in and do the almost exact same damn thing. We're going to come over here because now we've set it. So now we need to come over and figure out what is our speed now. Is it going up? If it's not going up, there's a problem. So let's come over here. We're going to hit, 1. Interesting. Let's see. We're not getting it. And I think I actually know why. Does anyone else have an idea as to why? Because I know we tested this. I know we tested it. And it worked like a charm. But it has everything to do with our ability system. Has everything to do with our ability system. So when we come into our ability manager, okay, we have this beautiful little graph of like, hey, do all these things. Where are we talking to our state machine? Where are we talking to it? That's the problem. We're not. So that's another problem that we're going to have to fix. And rather than stopping everything and fixing it right this second, okay, we know it's a problem. We will make a note of it. We'll put it up on the board. However, that just means this is obviously not getting implemented right this second. So instead, we're going to focus on the other side. Okay, we're going to continue on. We have our clone being spawned. We have the clones moving forward. Now we need to make sure that it doesn't go too far forward. Okay. So distance, we're going to go ahead and set it down to 100 this time, and see exactly where does it stop. Okay. Does it stop? Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Anybody knows? Okay, I know that's more than 100. What the hell? So let's go ahead and let's just, use a print string. Okay. Again, we're going to go ahead and do a quick append and just say distance equals, and then we'll go ahead and slap this right on in there. Okay. That way we can watch as it goes down. So let's go ahead and do it again. So it's counting down, but it's definitely counting down slow. Now, if we just stop that, I'm kind of curious. We break that link and we use delta, or rather minus delta. What does that do? I mean, it works the same way, but obviously that means that distance is kind of, wait. Was that even going down right? Hang on. Oh. It's going down, but it's going down real slow. So instead, let's go ahead and change our distance to 5. Maybe that'll work. Actually, you know what? Let's just set it to 2 and see what happens on that end. Okay. It's still gonna be really. Yeah, wow, that's ridiculous. Okay, so let's just say 0.25. Okay, we'll come in here, 0.25. We can figure out the mathematics of it later. But does it stop moving? It does stop moving. Okay. Does it stop? Does it stop? It does stop. Perfect. Okay. So obviously this functionality is really janky. It's not perfect. We will definitely have to go back in and optimize it and kind of figure it out. However, we got it working. So that's part of the problem. You know, it was just it wasn't working. Okay, so now that we know that it is working. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and come in here and it travels. You know, we let's go ahead and actually remove that and just do 0.1. Or rather 0.1, not 0.1. Just double check to make sure that works again. Yeah, that didn't go very far at all. That's what I thought. I thought Delta was going to be a little meh. So let's go back over here real fast. Break that link. Minus 0.1. Take this, put it to 10. And just see what happens. Oh, it goes just all the way over. It's just hanging out in the other team's base now. Alright, fine. Versus if we remove this delay and then plug this in. How ape crazy is that? Okay. I've seen enough of that. Let's go back down to like 2.5. I mean, 2.5. Come on. It can't be that bad, right? I mean, that's a good chunk. That's a decent distance. Anyways, so we got that part in. Okay, so it's moving. We definitely will need to sort out the actual movement where we want it to be. Okay. Where we want it, how we want it, etc. So we're going to go ahead here, compile, save, call it good for the time being. Okay. And then we're going to come in and we're going to set up one last thing. And that is going to be a very simple sorry, I had a cough right there. We're going to go ahead and set up our IA ability 2. Now, I know we can swap things around. So, we're going to have to switch that up. We're going to have to fix this during beta. Or right before beta. But it should be okay. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and just do our character reference. Get character reference. Okay. We're going to come over here and we're going to do set actor transform. Okay. Set actor transform. And it's going to be right here. Now, we're going to come in here and do a reference to ourselves. And then we're going to get actor transform. And we're going to plug this in. Right there. So now we are going to literally move to the clone. And just because I want to make sure that this is not going to freak out during testing, we're going to come back over and we're going to do this delayed cooldown. Okay? So we're going to come over back into our Fate Illusion. And then once this happens, we need to do two things. Number one, we need to come over and do begin cooldown. Okay, because we went ahead and set it back down to the delayed framework for ability cooldowns. But we also need to come in here, and after we trigger this, destroy our clone. That way, we're having no issues. We don't have to worry about going all over the place. So we're going to come in here and try this real fast, okay? So the very first thing is we're going to go ahead and shoot this on over here. Press the button again. And that did not work. I know why. I am dumb. This is not a character ability 1. This is character ability, or rather, it's not 2. We're using number 1. So IAI 1. Let's try this again. Compile, save. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hit the button right there. Boom. And then nothing. We're not working. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So that's obviously not wanting to work very well. If we do teleport, does that change anything? It doesn't move me. Is that even working? String. Are we even getting anything? No, we're not. Okay. Okay, so that's not going to work. So what we need to do is obviously this is going to be tricky. How do we do a teleport to an actor with an input without possessing it, essentially? So it's funny is I can see it in code, but I can't figure it out here. Not off the top of my head. This is one of those times when I didn't plan this ahead. I didn't try making it ahead of time. So I'm really kind of like, how do I want to do this? My Discord just like restarted. That's funny. Oh wow, many of you actually joined. Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. Wow. That's awesome. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. Oh, we're getting there though. Okay, so we're about, let's see, 2.5 hours in. So what we're going to do is take actually a very quick break. If you know how to make this work, go and throw a comment in the chat. If you don't know how to make this work, what do you think would make it work? But we essentially need to do two things. We need to be able to do a button press that goes ahead and teleports us to the clone when the clone is still alive. So if the clone is still active, we can, we need to be able to press that button to teleport to their location and then destroy it. And then, once that happens, the second functionality, just comes into really, where's the input? Hypothetically, this should work. But because this is an actor, it's not a pawn, it's not a character. So, I don't even know if this would work. Actually, before I go take a quick break, let me go ahead and try this one thing. It may work horribly. It may not work at all. However, I want to see if this will work. I want to see. We're going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to bring this over into our illusion ability. And obviously, this is going to work very weird. But if I come over here and I set this, and I come over, and the target pawn, we're going to go ahead and get a reference to ourself. Okay. That way, let's see, does not inherit. Right, player controller does not inherit. Ooh, okay, wait. Player controller. You can enable input on an actor by calling enable input. No need to add new mapping context. Really? Well, thank you, Devo. So, a very simple that. And then just get controller. Okay, how do I make this one work? So target itself, obviously, but player controller. Get player controller. If I mean, this is the character blueprint, or this is a character blueprint for the owner. The one that actually used the ability. But Devo, that is amazing. Thank you so much for telling me about that. Because that's, like I said, news to me. I can imagine this in code. I can imagine how I would do this in code. I have no idea what nodes to use in Blueprint. So I'm trying my